Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. Today, we're going to do some unveiling. So I'm going to show a clip here shortly of the guitar I got the other day from TED Talks Guitars and Life. He donated the guitar to me because he said I'm a cool cat, cool guy, or something to that effect, good guy, and because I'm a veteran. And he wanted to thank me for my service because he knew I was looking for a body and a neck. And the harmony guitar he had is actually the same model of my high school guitar, but my high school guitar was a different color. So before we go any further, I'd like to ask you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the guitar or the content. And let's go to that video of the unboxing, and I'm going to show you a clip of the guitar when I got it, and then I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So let's get to it. Is a guitar that TED Talks Guitars and Life sent me, really donated to me, to bring back my high school memories of my Harmony Stratocaster guitar. Look at this. Man, he really packed this just like a T's guitar. And it's an old Harmony. So there it is, a 1985 Harmony Stratocaster. And I will clean this baby up and bring back my old memories. And we're going to paint this the same color of my guitar, where in 1985 it was a like the Yngwie Malmsteen color Stratocaster, that kind of lemony yellow cream. So that's it for now. I just wanted to open the box and show everybody the guitar. Okay guys, so you saw what it looked like when I unboxed it. So some things have changed. I was thinking about painting the guitar. I wanted to paint it the color of the guitar that I had when I was 14, 15 years old. And I just didn't have anywhere to paint the guitar right now because I moved into an apartment and I don't have my place anymore that I could do that. So I decided to do a little TLC and get this guitar to where it would look good enough that I'd be happy with it for now until I get to where I can, paint the guitar the color I want and go back to my 1985 Harmony guitar with this guitar that Ted gave me. So I'll be right back. I'm going to move the camera so that we can get a view of the guitar. All right, guys. So here's how far I've come. And I didn't put this on camera because it was just such a tedious thing. But I'm going to go over everything I did. So I had to use the original tremolo, like Ted had said, because the base of this just isn't big enough to cover the hole. I would have to move the screws, so I'd have to fill them, touch them up, and then do all that. I'm not going to do that until I change everything out and repaint the guitar. So because I was going to put this with this roller, these roller saddles. but Ted had already set the intonation and everything with the other bridge, so I really didn't want to mess that up either at this point. I did change the claw because this was the junky claw that was in there. That's the one that came with this. So now this thing is kind of funky. It's actually hollow underneath here. And the strings go through here and then go through the top of the guitar. So instead of having this entire thing here, this is like empty and the strings go through here. And so they go through that little overhang that's hanging like this, and it goes through that and then goes through the hole. So little funky, like an old 70s 80s design, but it's a really heavy tremolo. I replaced the springs, replaced the claw. Now this is also set on an angle because I had just been checking out some videos on Strats, how to get them to stabilize, how to stabilize the tuning. So you actually put this on an angle, and we'll get into all that. I'm gonna put a link to that video in the description. So here's what we did. This is the pick guard that everybody chose in my poll, and I painted the guitar, and these are actually automotive stickers. But I had this Steve Vai kind of vibe, but I didn't want to go with the bright colors. I wanted to leave it black, of course. So what I did do to get this thing actually shiny is I used this. I had this for my headlights. I said, you know what? That's just a clear coat. So what I did is I took the cleaner. You're supposed to clean it before. So I cleaned it, wiped it all down, and then I used the headlight coating because it only takes, so many passes with this to get and it dries quick to get a nice, decent finish. So it covered up a lot of the scratches. Now, if you really look, I mean, you can see some of those scratches and stuff still in there. But I filled in some dings that are under here that I'll sand later. There's still a couple little marks like you can see here. On the side, I filled this. It doesn't look as bad as it did, but I'll sand that down when I actually go to paint the entire guitar. I did the same thing over here on the other horn. And then, like I said, I go down the road later, I'll nice that up and, paint the guitar. So that's the original tremolo. This is the bullet jack that Ted sent me with the guitar. I just cleaned it up. I cleaned up the bridge. I stole the tremolo from this bridge that I have here, which is where I stole the claw and everything else, which is actually a Geiger tremolo set of springs and claw. So this guitar has, got all kinds of parts. So this here is a Alnico 5 dual rail humbucker. Alnico 5 single coil, 1 volume, 1 tone coil split. So I can have split coil in the humbucker positions or the full humbuckers. Regular 5-way switch. So then I just stickered the guitar up. Getting junk on the guitar already. Now, what I used to actually, that's all right. Should put that in second. I just like to keep it neat. Okay, so what I used to fill these dents that were really gouges was JB Weld, quick weld. Because what you can do with the JB quick weld, like using a body filler, what you can do is you can put it on there And if you wet your fingers, you can actually mold that to the guitar. So you notice it's pretty close to molded to the original part of the guitar, the regular original body, instead of having that dent in it here. So again, I'll sand that down later. This was just a kind of a cover up for now. So I did that here, and I did that on the other horn over here. So that's it for the body. That's what I did. This here is just screwed in, just as a mock-up. Same with this. I haven't hooked anything up yet. I'm waiting on tuners. As for the neck, Ted did a great job on this ding right here. But what I did is I took clear nail polish and I just filled it and filled it and filled it. And it just took hours. So of course, it's not something I could put on film. So I filled that all in. So that's barely noticeable now. All of these dings that were in the neck that Ted had filled, I actually scraped these down and then re-oiled the whole fingerboard so that now every piece of the neck is smooth, completely smooth. And then the fretwork I'm going to do. I haven't done that yet. But there's some edges down here that are a little sharp, but here's good. And we know Ted doesn't play down this part of the neck much. That's my forte. This part of the neck here. I don't know if I had that in the camera shot, but it's a little sharp down here on the edges, so I'll crown those off. But up here is all good, so I don't have to do any of that. Back of the guitar, there's some little, you get finger marks all over it because I just waxed it, but there's some dings and dents in here, but I'll sand that stuff out. If there's some touch-ups, but I'll sand that all out again when I go to paint the guitar. And the next thing we're going to do is the tuners and the roller string trees that are on order. That stuff all should be here next week. So I'll get back to this guitar then. In the meantime, I'm also waiting on parts for the giveaway between RJ's Cave, myself, Baby Boy Mulligan, Ted Talks Guitars and Life, and Fret Knot will be giving the guitar away. So I'm going to do some electronics work to that in the meantime, and then when those parts come in, I'll do that. I'll probably get to this before I get to that. So those are the videos that are up and coming. So I want to thank you guys for watching. We just move this camera here. And let me show you the guitar at a good view. So this is the guitar now. So thanks for watching. A big shout out to Ted. Thank you so much, brother. This really made my day. And please give us a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. How do you think it came out for an on-the-fly, make it look good so I can get it playing and have some fun with it? So let me know what you think. We'll see you next time.